Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Mellow Mama and today I'll be showing you our nighttime routine. So first of all, this is probably around 6 o'clock and we're just having our supper or dinner or whatever you want to call it. And luckily for me, this is actually made by Ben's mom. This is some tinsia, some beet salad, we have some rice, and that's some really delicious soup, and I don't even know what's in it other than split peas and potatoes. But we kind of give Donovan a little bit of everything. The beets were sort of sketchy because they are so pigmented, but they're really, really good for you and delicious, so I gave him lots. And the tinsia was made not with lamb like we normally do that dish, but with chicken, and that's a really good Moroccan dish if you're wondering what it is. It's like dates and cashews and some dried plums or prunes, whatever you want to put in there, but it's a really good recipe, you should look it up. Here's some soup. I gave Donovan some of the soup and some potatoes from my soup. But in general, dinner time is the best because we can kind of recap our day and just spend some quality time together as a family. After dinner, I usually just allow Ben to sit with Donovan and chat with him a little bit and just maybe feed him a little bit more while I clean up. Obviously, in this case, he took a break from doing exactly that and filmed me as I was washing dishes and putting things away and organizing. And I'm pretty meticulous about my home staying nice and tidy, so every meal time, every time I cook, really anytime we do anything, I make sure to clean up while I'm doing that or immediately after. That way I never go to sleep with dishes in the sink or things on the counter, and I never leave the house or the apartment with dishes in the sink or things on the countertops. And that's a big tip that I have for other moms out there and just people in general, because you wake up to a clean house, and then if you have somebody just unexpectedly pop by, especially in my case because I live in an apartment, it's always clean. And while I was tidying up, Ben actually wiped down Donovan and got him ready to go because we do our outdoor walk / playtime before bed every day after dinner. I personally really love living in an apartment just because of all of the amazing amenities. We have a great pool, obviously I'm in love with the gym, I can take Donovan to the gym with me without a problem. We have a great barbecue area, and of course this amazing courtyard that I spend my mornings walking in with Donovan and our evenings after dinner. And Ben normally joins us for these little walks and playtimes, but on days when he has a really, exhausting time with people and he's just got a lot on his mind, I like to tell him to stay home, decompress, just relax and have some time for himself. It can't be easy to spend all day with other people doing business and thinking so much, so we take this time for ourselves, Donovan and myself, but also for Abba as well. And for any of you that are curious, Donovan is exactly 10 months old in this video. Now, I know that this might not seem super duper exciting to any of you, however, this is the highlight of my day, and I'm pretty sure it's also the highlight of Donovan's day. Because I start working after he goes to bed, I just really relish this time and give him as much freedom as I possibly can before nighttime. And there are the beet stains. These are really hard to get out. If anybody has good DIY or like more chemical-free stain remover ideas and recipes, let me know in the comments. And as you can see, Donovan's really loving pulling himself up, and he's almost in a standing position without holding on to anything now. But when I filmed this video, this was the phase he was in, and he's just loving the fountain. This is his favorite spot. Something that I really, truly love about having this YouTube channel is the fact that I get to document my son all the time. I really cherish watching him and observing him play and explore, so the fact that I have it all on video, or a lot of it on video, is just so special to me, and I really encourage all of you guys to take photos of your kids, take videos of your kids, because these are such special memories and so beautiful to look back on. I really love watching Donovan here because he was so particular about his little stone pile, and afterward, after he figured out which stones he liked and which ones he wanted in his pile, he just so neatly and nicely placed them back with all of the other stones. Wasn't that so cute? I don't know, maybe I'm just that mom that's like, everything my son does is so precious, but I don't care. And here's a really good example of respectful communication and boundaries at a young age. So obviously Donovan is gnawing on a rock, but I just nicely ask him and hold out my hand to give it to me. And then I explain to him, you know, this is a rock, it's a little bit harmful for your precious little teeth that are growing, and he had no problem at all. And something Rye related here is that Emmy Pickler and Magda Gerber often advise not to put your kids into a position that they can't get into themselves, and that includes doing things that they can't technically do on their own. So when you see Donovan walking with my hands, it's because he requested that basically by reaching up to my legs, pulling himself up, and I don't think it's a big deal when it's done from time to time.
Where are you headed? You wanna try to touch the plants? Okay, you gotta feel. No way.
So normally we are back home from this outdoor playtime by 7. It's now 7:17. Can this focus? I don't know. But it's 7:17. But he's having so much fun that it's all good. But we're about to head in soon and take a bath and get ready for bed. You can hear him. And lots of people think that you can't communicate with a baby this age. Donovan's 10 months old, like I mentioned. But every time we have this little interaction after dinner where we go outside and we play for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes an hour. Yes, Donovan. I give him a 10-minute warning, a 5-minute warning, and a 1-minute warning when it's time to go. And call me crazy, but I really think he truly understands, and he's really receptive to it. And I've never ever experienced any type of resistance, but in the case that I did, following Rosalind Ross's example, I would simply spend a little bit more time outside. I mean, that's the whole thing I love about objectivism and objectivist parenting, is that we as parents think critically and rationally about what exactly our kids are actually asking for, and ask ourselves, is it really that big of a deal to spend 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes outside for them to enjoy themselves? Do they need to bathe right now? Do they need to go to sleep right now? How are they really going to be affected? And how are they going to be affected by the opposite, you know, the really harsh, rough boundary that includes force or yelling or bribery? I think that's a much worse alternative than just listening to our kids and allowing for some flexibility. But anyway, that being said, this is Donovan and I's bath time, so sometimes I will bathe with Donovan just to save some time and some water. But in this case, I was actually just bathing him, and he is always super excited to get in the bath. Because we're on such a clear routine and Donovan can anticipate every part of his day, for the most part, with the exception of days when we're off track, of course, he definitely knows that bedtime is coming, so he's extra silly around bath time, and it's super fun. Here I'm just giving him a little bit of the medicine that we've been using, and it's the Zarbee's, I think. And here I'm just showing you guys what I'm listening to. I love this song. It's called Your Song by Elton John. Oh, here's Donovan's toothpaste. It's just the Tom's one from Target. Nothing too fancy. He actually loves brushing his teeth, by the way, which is a really nice thing. I know a lot of moms struggle to get those teeth brushed, and in our case, Donovan is a big fan of the toothbrush and the whole process, so we're good to go. And you guys might have noticed all of Donovan's little floating numbers and letters, and these are obviously not a necessity, but I love exposing Donovan to numbers and letters anytime I can, especially because he's learning 2 different alphabets. So this is not a necessity. I try to actually be very minimalistic with the stuff that I buy when it comes to Donovan and just Ben and I both, but I like those, and I also bought the ones for the refrigerator as well. Ooh, here I just wanted you guys to know that I was listening to some James Taylor because I love him, especially before bed. And this song, Danny's song, is really sweet too. Okay. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me every was a summer guy. Now a smile, a face, a girl, a thing will bring it to me. So clearly bath time is over, and I have to say that just like outdoor time, I do give Donovan some heads up in whatever form it needs to come as bath time does come to a close, but most of the time he actually doesn't really need a warning. He usually tells me that he wants to come out because, as I mentioned before, this is so routine for us now that he's ready for bed. He knows that's coming, and he's like sort of winding down gradually from the time we've eaten dinner. The only thing that I do have to be very, very patient with is this process, just getting him dressed, and no, those are not my hands. Ben was helping me out and being so sweet here. Because like I mentioned, Donovan doesn't exactly at this point feel like waiting for me to clothe him and lotion him up, and I completely understand that. So Donovan and I really work as a team, and in this case, Ben, Donovan, and I really work as a team, a trio, and it's a really lovely time of night as well. I just love watching them together. Oh my gosh, so sweet. Once Donovan is all fresh and clean and ready to go to bed, we close the curtains together and we grab a couple of storybooks and just cuddle into his little floor bed. Donovan will also take a small bottle, maybe 4 to 5 ounces at this time of night, just because he's not quite going to bed yet. He still has a little bit of crawling around to do, as you'll see. Okay, we're gonna... I know, I'm coming. Hey, Donovan. Okay, you ready, bud? 70-piece singing, la la la. 70-piece. 80-piece laughing, ha ha ha. There's all the peas laughing. 90 peas floating. 3, 3. And sometimes, like this night, it takes a couple more books than usual to get Donovan to feel nice and cozy and settled in, which is totally fine. I also understand that. So we'll read lots more books, or we'll read the same books a couple more times, and then once we shut off the lights, that's usually when he really falls asleep, and Donovan will sleep all the way until 6 in the morning, thank goodness. And that is his nighttime routine every single day until something changes, and then at that time I will make another video for you guys. But I really hope that you enjoyed this one. Hope you can see I'm ready to get up now and let him drift off on his own. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I love you guys. Your support means everything to me. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.